Greetings, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to a self-indulgent video. I'm Sav V.
And I'm Kat.
And these are all of our children. So together we are Savvy, Kat, and the children.
And the children.
The happy family.
Happy family.
So if you didn't know, based on our previous podcast episodes and every single video I've posted for the past several months, and
currently looking at the screen.
We are stays.
Yes. We are fans.
Fans.
Casual
fans.
Casual listeners.
Casual.
Of the group Stray Kids. We've been stays
Exactly 8 months
exactly
today.
8 months.
Today is our 8-month anniversary, so that's why we're filming this. No other reason. That's what gave us the motivation to film precisely exactly today.
Yes, exactly.
That's not true.
No. It is getting close to their comeback. They're having a comeback on
23rd of August.
23rd of August. Noisy. I hate that that's just no easy with an accent. And with comebacks come music videos.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't know, Stray Kids are pretty well known for, I would say, their storyline within their music videos. They put a lot of detail and messaging and story into their music videos. And that's something we really love about them. That's something that we are really passionate about. Mm-hmm. So with their comeback coming up, and with this new video coming up, and a lot of people saying some things about their speculations on the storyline, we wanted to give our
correct opinion. Our correct opinion. We are right. You can't tell us otherwise.
It's a theory, but it's too accurate. Mm-hmm. We are too convinced.
Yeah,
on it.
We sat down one night in January, and we spent 16 straight hours watching these music videos. I wish I was kidding.
We're not kidding.
We are not kidding. We sat down, we had like 2 cups of coffee and 6 Red Bulls. We saw God.
Yeah.
And we spent 16 hours watching and analyzing these videos and taking pages and pages worth of notes. And we haven't sat down and talked about it.
No.
But with every time any video of theirs is released, Twitter is full of theories, and most of the time, they're
wrong.
so stupid. And they're wrong.
No,
and we came here to set the record straight, because stays... So, basically, right, the storyline is that. It's a storyline. It tells a story. It has an overall message, and it conveys it really, really well. Thoroughly throughout the progressive story. And the problem with a lot of stays is...
A lot of theories.
A problem with a lot of stay theories about the music video is they get things from different videos and they connect them where they feel connected, but they don't say why they're connected, and they never mention the story that they're trying to tell. Which is why it's so difficult for them, right?
Yeah, it's always like, oh, this shot here is similar to this shot here, so they must be connected, instead of, this is an overarching message and story that Stray Kids want to tell, and this is how they told it, which is what a story should be.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people get so caught up in the, like, intricacies and want to, like, it's this kind of thing of, like, they want to sound clever, and they want to feel like they've pieced together, oh, Felix once stood here, and Hyunjin also stood here, so they must be standing there for the exact same reason. When it's actually what our theory is, and what I think they're actually genuinely trying to do, is tell a genuine message and story and theme and lesson to us. And I think it's quite obvious once you realize that they're just trying to communicate something through their music videos, and using the music videos and the music to aid that as well.
Yeah.
So instead of, we're not going to be like, oh, this screenshot here is connecting to this screenshot here. We're just trying to tell a story through their music videos, which is what I think they are. We have many notes. Mm-hmm. This was written in January. It is like 10, 12, 14 pages long, I think. Mm-hmm. And it includes every single music video the notes, but there are only the title tracks are like the main storyline. We have a theory that the like B-side music videos like Easy and Blueprint and B-side music videos like that are like B-side storylines. We'll get into that later, but just for now we're focusing on main title tracks.
Yes. The ones on the map.
The ones on the map. And we're just gonna go through video by video and try talking about them and what we think they're trying to say with the videos and trying to explain the story the best we can. There is a lot here.
There is so much intricacy and detail and important shit in these videos.
So this is probably going to be a very long video, but it's something we're genuinely really passionate about. And I just want to give just straight off the bat how much appreciation and how much respect I have to all of the kids and especially Chan.
And the creative team.
And the creative team and the directors and the stylists and all the people who do the background details, especially in Backdoor. That video, Backdoor, is one of the most detailed, intricate videos I've ever seen in my life. And I just, immense respect, immense, like, inspiration I get from them.
The story is so important and such a good fucking story, and I have so much love and respect for it.
Yeah, it's genuinely something that has really helped me. It's just such an important message, and I just want to straight off the bat say how much I love and respect everyone that's worked on it. And just say thank you, because this is what I think is a really important piece of media.
And yeah, the reason we want to sit down and talk about it is not only do we want to, like, you know, be like, this is what we think, but also we think it doesn't get enough appreciation for the message that it's trying to convey.
Exactly.
Because like I said, a lot of people focus on like unimportant sort of factors and overlook the overall message. So we want to sit down and make sure that people are aware of the message that they are trying to convey. Whether our storyline is completely correct piece by piece, I think no matter what, we do have the overall idea of what the story they're trying to tell us, and we want to share that in case you didn't pick up on it.
And just give our appreciation to something that we love. So I hope you enjoy.
So the storyline starts with the I'm Not trailer.
Yes.
Hellevator is included, but comes in later.
Yeah, Hellevator is part of this, but we think it's more of like a we can't start explaining it until we have more information. So
yes,
we'll put that off for a bit. The story like actually starts I Am Not trailer, which is...
It took us an hour to watch this trailer. So when we sat down and watched this, we watched all the videos, got to Backdoor, had a realization, and then were like, shit, I think we understand, and went back and watched the whole thing, like, so slowly and meticulously that it literally took us an hour to watch the I'm Not trailer.
There is one scene where Miroh is standing in front of a whiteboard, and we were quite off it at this point in time. It was like 3-ish a.m. at the point where we started again. And we got to this point where Miroh is standing in front of like a big whiteboard, and we paused it and we spent a good like 40 minutes trying to read every single thing on that whiteboard. Blackboard. Some of it was important, so but it did really help.
Tax Factory.
Like Tax Factory. Yeah. How the fuck do we do this?
I don't know how to explain this, because this is just like a mind dump. The way, because we understand what it is, so when we talk about it, we sound absolutely fucking off it.
The way I would explain the I Am Not trailer is more of like a character introduction. So it's like you go through each member and you kind of explain where they are at that point of time. So you have, they're all in kind of like a factory, like a system. It's all like black and white, very like electronic. You've got shots of Hyunjin wearing like AR VR goggles, and you've got, you know, writing down on blackboards like students in school. Very machine-like, very systematic, very brainwashy, I would say.
Yeah.
And straight off the bat, you can tell that the kids don't fit in. So the characters that we meet, they don't fit in. They stand out. Some of them like act differently from the rest. At one point, Sungmin is doing a like painting where he's painting like a silhouette of a person and he's following in the lines, and at one point he just draws across the line. So that's like the first moment of like resistance. Like, we don't paint in the lines, we don't fit in, my silhouette isn't part of this overall image. There's a shot of Felix on top of a city building, which is important, faced with a bunch of mirrors, which is also very important. Changbin is looking at televisions, little televisions that are like, he's smiling on the television, but he isn't smiling as a like in real life. So it's kind of this whole commentary on like systematic, like what we're taught to do, the lines we're put in like school, in, you know, it's kind of that kind of idea. And
telling you that you are happy.
Yeah, you are happy.
You are content.
This is what you know. This is all there is. This is life. Yeah. You know, there's talks of like the jobs that you're given, like politician, accountant, things that, you know, jobs that are
deemed acceptable.
Yeah. No like art, no expressionistic jobs.
Another very, very key factor that is one of the most important sort of things in the storyline to understand in order for you to understand the storyline. Yeah. There is a scene where Jungin is on a bus. And he sees another Jungin outside of the bus and is like,
oh shit, there's another me. There's a fucking clone of me. He gets very panicked, as you would, seeing another yourself outside of the bus. He gets off the bus and he leaves. He runs away. He books it. So, to keep in mind, there is now 2 Jongins. One has run away and one is waiting to get onto a bus.
One thing I always remember that I always forget about is that Jungin doesn't have a shadow.
Yes.
So that's how you sort of know that he's not, like, real.
Yeah.
Is that there's a shot of him surrounded by other people and everyone has a shadow except Jungin.
Yeah. So just, like, that is the solid proof of that the Jungin that's about to get onto the bus is a clone.
Yeah.
He's not the, like, real Jungin.
He was created.
Yeah.
It's already been, like, 15 minutes.
I'm very fucking passionate about this one.
We could talk about this literally forever.
Ow!
Next video. District 9.
Next video. District 9. Their official debut, right? District 9 was...
Yeah, District 9 was their debut.
So this is kind of just re-establishing the whole scene that they're in and I Am Not. So this is just the current moment in the story. We already set up that we're in a sort of like a factory brainwashy system. There is no color anywhere. It's all black and white. It's all linear. There's no... I'm trying to remember the video.
Do we need a reference? They're so small.
Answer me.
Yeah, red in the light.
Yeah.
Please? Yeah, no, we can't just sit here and watch the storyline videos.
District 9. So, we're in the place. It's all black and white. And Chan seems to be, like, not the one in charge, but, like, he's, like, the one that's handing out stuff. He's the one, when they're, like, looking after, like, this huge bush with flowers on it. He's the one monitoring them. And he's the leader. And at one point, a drone crashes into what they're in and shines light onto where they are. And it brings color to this one particular flower. So it turns it from white to red. It shines color. And that's what Chan notices, and he realizes that there is now color in this world. We have a theory about this. And if this isn't correct, it is correct.
Yeah, if this isn't true, then they greatly missed an opportunity for it.
We have a theory that what they're in is, like, a prism. So, you know those little, like, triangle things? Like, prisms. Prisms.
that are glass.
That are glass that you shine light through and then it like breaks the light apart and changes it into color. We think that that's what they're in. So they're in the part that takes in light, and then once they leave, it all turns into color.
Yeah. And we came up with this theory firstly because of the light and turning it into color, but also there's a lot of prism imagery.
A lot of prism imagery in later on in specifically like Levanter.
Yeah.
So that's why we have this theory. And it's a really cool theory. And I just really...
And if that is not what they intended to do, then yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Chan, if you're watching this, pretend it was your idea.
Exactly. We'll give you the rights to it. Chan finds that there is color outside. There can be color.
Is your brain okay?
No, only Chan. Chan finds out that there is color, that there can be color on the outside. So he plots a mission to break him and all the other boys out. In doing so, when it's like, it almost implies like pills, they're being handed pills. Yeah. Which is
fucked up.
Mm-hmm. But Chan comes along and he delivers them little red notes, scrolled up little red notes, and they all go into their own rooms and unravel them, and it's like a plan to escape. Now here, Jongin is there, and Jongin is the clone. So he's not the one that got off the bus and ran away. He is the clone that got on the bus. So he's like a imposter, I guess. Mm-hmm. And you can tell this by the fact that he looks straight into the camera and says, "Better watch out." So he's telling you directly into the camera, better watch out. He's not really part of the team. He's a clone. He's part of the prism.
Yeah.
After they get the notes, they all run out. They jump onto a bus that's just sitting there. So that implies that they get there on the bus and then they leave on a bus. So there is a bus as a mode of transportation in the prism.
And the bus is like a school bus.
A school bus.
Which is important implication of them being stuck in a school.
Yeah.
It kind of, we're stuck in a system. We're forced to conform. They're removing our imaginations. School bus. It's a very important kind of implication there, and what I think they're trying to say. And the way they break out is they take off, they're wearing very uniform clothes. They take it all off. They put on more expressionistic, ordinary clothes. So they're breaking out of the mold. They're discovering their own fashion styles, which I think is a really cool detail. Then they put the pedal to the metal and fucking crash straight through the dome. Prism. I don't care that they drew a dome on the map. It's a fucking prism.
It's a prism. Prison.
Oh!
They crash straight through it. The glass prism breaks. And they're outside. And then the rest of the video, they go through this everything outside is broken and almost kind of apocalyptically. It's very run down. There's no one around. It's very abandoned. So that implies that they've kind of killed everything around the prism to make the prism. And they find this old abandoned warehouse. They all gather together and they put down a flag of District 9, we're our own people now, we're our own district, we're out of this system. And that's how the video ends. Wow. It's kind of a introduction, establishing shot of them, that group.
Them as making their own destiny kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's cool is the whole song is about inviting you with them. So come break out of this prism with us.
Yeah. We have been recording for half an hour and we have done 2 songs. So this video might have to be in 7 parts.
I know we said that this wasn't a podcast, but it's going to be probably twice the podcast length.
At this rate, it's going to be 6 times the podcast length.
Next one is My Pace. And I saw someone say that this was a part of the storyline and I got very upset.
People who look at the storyline, like, everyone looks at the Skizverse and is like, they're all a part of the Skizverse, but the main storyline are these ones. And they leave out important videos.
Really important. Like, even if, I don't think this one has much to do with, like, the storyline, but the message of this is absolutely beautiful, and leaving it out is an injustice to my pace.
Yeah.
Because it's all so colourful, which is such a contrast to District 9. So it is really that establishing thing of, like, we're all out. They find, like, people, but the people are kind of, like, weird. It's all, like, glitchy. But they're, like, having fun for the first time, and they're all colourful and bright, and the song is all about, like, trying to find a place in a world that you don't really know where you are. So, like, even if you break out of, like, a system, the whole song is, like, finding your own pace within a bunch of people. So it's, like, when you step out of something you've known your whole life, and then you step into a place that's all bright and colourful and new, you get jealous of people sometimes. You get, like, I feel like I should be this. I feel like I should be that. And then realising that, no, it's all in your own pace. It's all in your own time. You gotta just do what you want to do amongst everybody else who is also doing what they want to do. And I really like that message. And it's just a good celebratory, like, fuck yeah, we're out song.
Yeah. And there's still importance to the storyline as well. Yeah. Like, it starts with Jongin sitting above them. Yeah. Like, sort of showing he's surveilling them. Because it's like a surveillance camera, and then Jongin being above them watching them.
Yeah, so that really drills into the idea that Jongin is a clone. He's observing them, even though they're not out of the prism. They're out of the prism. They're not really out of the prism.
No.
Because there's always someone watching you. There's always a higher up. There's always surveillance. It's all, like, through the lens of cameras as well. So it's all, like, glitchy. It's all done in, like, broken parts. So they know they're being watched and they're having fun with it, but they don't realize that they're also being watched from the inside, which is what... Yeah. It's a really cool detail that they've put in. What was this? Oh, that was the numbers.
Yeah. Oh my god, the amount of time we spent on the fucking numbers for them to not be important. They were all prime numbers. Was that what it was?
Yeah, they were all prime numbers, and we think that's got to do with, like, there's nothing like them.
Yeah. Little detail. Is that we spent, like, 40 minutes trying to figure out... There's this one shot where they're all standing in front of numbers. And we spent, like, 40 minutes trying to figure out the importance of these numbers.
Not only the importance, there is not a shot where all of the numbers are shown.
Yeah.
There is only, like, half the numbers shown at a time. So we had to, like, scour the internet for a full shot of it.
Yeah.
Took us...
We spent way too long on it, only to find out they're not super important. It's a cute little detail.
It is a really cool detail.
Of them all being prime numbers, which means there's, like, no one else like them. You can't divide them.
Yeah. That kind of thing.
They're all together, kind of.
Yeah. But yeah, that one.
We spent a lot of time looking into details that weren't super important, but we needed to know everything. It took us, like, half an hour per music video, so.
Yeah.
My pace. Okay. So moving on to I Am You. I am you. I see me and you.
Give us the ballad version, you cowards. Give us it.
Please.
An absolute banger. An absolute banger. This is a celebratory of... Because My Pace was a celebratory of individuality. I Am You is a celebratory song of being in a group. Which is really cool contrast with each other. It's basically discovering who you are and who you are within other people. And it's just... They're on a rooftop. Having fun. So it directly follows on from My Pace, right? They even, like, break down the camera wall. The opening shot of the music video is them, like, breaking down a security camera and, like, trashing it, and then them going into, like, the real outside world, where they just, like, have fun on a rooftop. And it goes back in between them having fun on a rooftop, and there's, like, a bunch of, like, clothes and showers.
And weird shit, because life is, it's still not completely real.
Yeah.
They're still close to the dome.
Yeah.
Prism. Yeah.
And it's just kind of like accumulation of like everyday stuff.
Yeah.
Like TVs and couches and fridges, that kind of thing.
Lights, giant speakers.
Yeah.
Stuff that doesn't make a ton of sense.
All put together.
Yeah.
But they're just all on a rooftop. And it changes in between that and a group of them on a like train truck thing, just driving. Mm-hmm. And we think that this is important for later because we know that Jongin is a clone. So yeah, just keep in mind that there are clones.
Yeah, or there are alternate versions of themselves. And the best shot in the video, there is one really important shot in the video. Now, as we said, this video is sort of all about finding you and other people and having similarities and everyone being the same. We're all human. We're all individuals, but we're all human. And there's one really beautiful and important shot of Chan with a mirror. And it's like splits his face in half and the other half is Jongin's face. So their faces sort of create one face, half Jongin and half Chan. Now, we know that Jongin is bad. He comes from the system. He's not like a good person in this storyline because he's not Jongin. And that shot sort of symbolizes that we're not all one thing. You can be like a bad person or you can like be conforming to the system, enforcing a system and still be good. And you can be a good person and still have like bad qualities.
Yeah, because we're all one.
We are all human. Yeah. We are all the same despite our differences. And no one is ever just one thing. Nothing is black and white.
Yeah. And it's such a beautiful shot. I really love that shot. And the way it's done and the message behind it contextually is just really, I am you, you are me.
Yeah.
We are one. Another thing about Jongin in this music video is that when he like sings his parts, he's not on the rooftop. He is down in like a grass kind of field, looking at a puddle where there is like two moons, two versions of himself. It's like a reflection. He's not on the rooftop with the others when he's like doing his individual parts of the song. We think that this is like the Jongin that ran away from the bus, trying to follow them, trying to catch up to them, trying to warn them that the Jongin with them isn't Jongin. It's not him. And it's also really cool imagery in the like pond thing that there are two of him, there are two moons. It's a really cool setup. One problem that I do have is there is a shot with Sumin with a camera and it is film camera and he takes it and they all run to look at
that shot bothers me so much. We comment on it every time we watch this. Sumin has a film camera.
A film camera.
He takes a photo and everyone runs to look at the camera to see what the that's not how film cameras work.
That is not how film cameras work. But it's a good shot. We do think that Sumin does have something with cameras. We haven't quite worked out.
We haven't figured it out yet.
There are a couple things in here that we think we need more videos, more information to completely like tie up like
individual characters.
We've got the overall like arch, the overall message, but there are a couple things that the like loose things that I think they will develop more once more videos come out. Obviously, this is an ongoing storyline, so we can't have every single piece of information.
Yeah.
Sumin with the cameras, because he also has a camera later on in side effects. We think that's quite important, but we just don't have enough information for that.
Yeah. So as we all know, a very important part of Stray Kids is Stray Kids everywhere all around the world. That's their motto. That's the overall thing, right? And that holds a lot of importance.
So much importance.
And again, a lot of people seem to overlook the actual meaning of that.
Yeah.
So basically, Stray Kids isn't just them.
No.
Stray Kids is everyone.
It's Stray Kids means the people who broke out. They're straying from the prism. They're straying from everything. They're astray.
From conformity.
Conformity. They're stray kids. And that's everywhere. All around the world. You can be a stray kid everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's this really beautiful shot with Hyunjin with like a Batman kind of light where it's shining it into the sky, and it has the like Skiz logo on it, and it's basically like calling out for everybody to like break out, that there are more stray kids in the world, which is their entire message.
It's their entire message.
It always has been, and it's really beautiful.
It's about like, you know, if you feel like you don't have a place, you do have a place, and it's with each other.
Yeah.
We are all stray kids together, and that's what's so beautiful about them, their music, everything. They want to make everyone feel like they have a place and that they aren't alone, and that's what it means to be a stray kid.
Exactly. And this video is entirely about that. It's not just like IMU with them with each other, it's not just IMU with people that you don't like, your enemies or whatever. It's also them with us, and it's like everybody is,
we're all humans.
We all can be stray kids.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Next up, we have Miroh. And as you can tell, this is one of Kat's favorite videos of all time. Rightly so. It's a fucking good video.
I have...
This video is so overlooked, man.
I think we do take it a little bit contextually, a little bit more.
Still, even without the haka part, it's still pretty...
Yeah. After IMU ends, they look towards the city, right? So they're heading towards the big city, wherever it is, the big city. And they go in and they see like I wouldn't say a protest. It's like the opposite of a protest, like a parade.
Yeah.
With white men in a red car driving down with a bunch
rich white men wearing like big like
fur jackets and like staves and like people like cheering them on. They've got like signs that say like order, disorder, we are the standard, the world is the same. They're like holding, so they're met with, they thought the outside world was going to be different from the prison, but actually the city still holds the same values, it's just in a different way. And they decide to fight back against that, as they always have. They decide to host like a big like fucking
rally type thing.
We're in the city ready to become socialist.
I mean, you're right, but I think you need to explain that a little bit further. I like that your notes, like, don't actually mention anything that, like, makes it you think that. You just write down, like, this is what they're saying, but you don't say why or how. We were writing these notes from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. I have a video of what we looked like during this. No, it was afterwards, at, like, 7 in the morning.
We have lost our minds.
Listen. Fucking listen.
No.
I've hacked it. I've hacked the fucking system.
We've lost it. We fucking lost it.
We were a fucking nightmare. When I say, like...
We aren't
religious people. But in that moment, there was a god and it was me. And lost our fucking minds. We drew a map.
We did draw a map.
So we had pens, we got notebooks, we got pens, we had a map. We were, like, pausing. We watched frame by frame. It was a good night. So that's why our notes look like this.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically they are ready to host, like, a big, like, protest, kind of, like, taking down the rich white men on the stage.
It was literally, like, they're throwing money at some point,
yeah,
aren't
they are.
Yeah.
And, like... they're like watching the surveillance on the camera, and there's a really cool part here where Jongin is with like a walkie-talkie, talking them down below, hosting the event, and he's looking at the screens and it has all the surveillance cameras on. But later on, when Hyunjin and Changbin are dancing in front of it, there's no surveillance footage there, so Jongin is the only one that can actually like watch them. There's only the like Miroh maze.
The
maze.
maze.
Chai tea. on the screen. So Jongin again is the odd one out. He's the one. He's like the all-knowing, like surveilling one. And we do have to mention we are Kiwis. We're from New Zealand, and there is a particular part in the choreo. Choreo. Who am I? There is a particular part in the choreo where they do the haka, which is a like traditional Māori fighting dance.
It's a war song.
War dance. It's supposed to be, you probably recognize it from rugby. They do it from a match, but it's supposed to be like a before battle intimidation dance of like, this is who we are, we're establishing ourselves, that kind of thing. And I think it is really, really cool. And there is a clip of Chan talking about it on a live with the utmost respect, which I really appreciate, of just why they put that dance in there. It's a dance of dance. It's a sign of strength and a sign of not backing down, and that's really important contextually with the rest of it. And I really appreciate and really admire that, and it holds a lot of respect for me, which is why Miroh is one of my favorite songs and videos.
Also comes into like that being like a native dance, and in front of white people. In this video, they're obviously like in Korea, like not a white country,
no,
but the rich people are white.
Yeah. There are a couple, but the main
man though
is white, and I do heavily respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck colonialism. Fuck capitalism.
Fuck capitalism.
Because that's the thing as well, right? The men there are all very rich. They literally have like dogs on leashes and shit.
Yeah.
And they're standing there being like, look at everything I have, and everyone's cheering for them. And that like so well mirrors like how much people worship and defend rich people, because they're like, I can be you too. Yeah. I can get to that position if I just conform enough. If I have those jobs that were listed at the beginning and I work hard, I can be like you. Yeah. And then Stray Kids are like, no, that's not going to make you fucking happy.
No, we have to take it. If you can't, there is only a select few on the stage. You're not on the stage. They're gatekeeping the fucking stage. We have to break it all down and start it all again. And that's why the whole thing is like pretty much like burning down the city, because it goes on to like Victory Song, where they're like completely just tearing shit down.
Moving on! Oh, that's a good clap!
Oh, good God.
Oh, it's the Yellowwood trailer.
Yeah. Do you want to take a break for a bit?
Yeah. Hello. It has been 2 hours since we last filmed. It was midnight KST.
Yeah, so no, we did have to take a break.
We had to stop for Skiz promo and the boys promo. Did TXT post
Yes, they did. Yeah.
We had to stop for the boys, TXT, and Skiz promo.
Yeah.
So please excuse our absence for 2 hours to process.
It's a busy month.
AT's better fucking...
Shut their fucking traps.
Stay quiet.
I'm out of money.
Anyway.
That's not what we're here for.
We are here for these fucking children. The kids.
The kids.
The kids.
The kids. Stray Kids.
Who? Stray Kids. Who?
We're supposed to be talking about the Stray Kids story.
We are. What story? What?
Yellowwood.
Yellowwood. Oh, this is why we took a break.
Yeah, this is why we took
Yellowwood is a mind fuck. Okay, I'll leave it up to you to start. You're the storyteller.
Hey, what the fuck?
You're the one with the brain, so.
Yeah, that's debatable.
I thought you were just going to blatantly say that was true, and I was going to be very upset.
We have, like, 2 brain cells, and both of them belong to me, but it's still... No.
I'm eating him out of affection.
Yellowwood. This one, I think a lot of people get lost in. This is when the storyline kind of goes in like 7 different directions. Technically only 2. Yellowwood. What does Yellowwood mean?
2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. It's the poem, right?
Yeah.
By
Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. Mm-hmm. We had to study it for school.
We did. Do I remember anything that I studied at school? That was 10 years ago. We're old.
We are
We're
fucking old.
10 years ago!
So this is a poem that we studied 10 years ago at school.
I hate that.
A fucking decade ago.
No.
The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the path less travelled by. Mm-hmm. Basically, that's kind of the moral of this whole trailer. Mm-hmm. We start in the city. They've like sung their victory song. They're on top of, another rooftop. They're looking down at their success. They've completed, fixing Miroh. They fixed the city. They get into an elevator. They go down.
Not to be confused with Hellevator.
Elevator.
Although
they get into an elevator. They go down. The doors open and they realize that the city is completely back to...
They see the prism on the elevator too, don't they?
Yes, they do. They see the prism on the elevator, like a prism symbol. They go down, the doors open on the ground floor, the city's completely back to where it was at the beginning of Miroh. Basically, nothing that they've done has actually made a difference.
And it implied that it's all related to the prism.
And it's disheartening. They're like, what the fuck? I thought we fixed this, but it just returned to the way it once was, which, take that meaning however you will. And then the doors close. Chan pulls a key out of
thin fucking air.
I have absolutely no fucking idea how
this
Chan
is something
got
we need to know. Where the fuck the keys come from?
I have a theory about the keys, the drone.
Most of the keys, yes, but this key doesn't make sense to me.
But if you pair it up with the drone and the going back in time.
Oh yeah, no, I guess it makes sense if you get there.
Yeah. But we need more
context.
The
more thing videos. Is with the music videos, it's really hard if you haven't watched them all already.
Yeah.
Because it kind of requires you having... It's like when you rewatch a movie knowing how it ends kind of thing. You're able to pick up on smaller things. So trying to explain it without the context of future videos is quite difficult.
It is quite difficult, but I think that they are heading to the points where we'll be able to get an explanation. Chan pulls a key out of thin air. Puts it into the elevator and turns it. And then they go more down, right?
I think so.
And the doors open to 2 pathways diverged where a yellow tree stands. And this is kind of where the story diverges, I guess.
Yeah.
This is where the whole, multiversion, there are, massive, there are so many groups of stray kids that I have very hard trouble trying to name them. So, excuse us. We do them by colours.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of how we refer to them. We have the blue stray kids, the red stray kids, and then yellow.
Yeah. We usually just call them
Hellevator, stray kids, and then, the B-sides.
Yeah.
That'll make sense.
It will make sense shortly.
Yeah. But basically, blue stray kids are the ones that we've been following this whole time. They're our stray kids, the ones that we've followed on the story. So they split up into 2... They make a choice. One takes the road less travelled by, and one takes another pathway. And Jongin, the clone Jongin, stands directly looking at the tree. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't choose a pathway, which kind of implies that he's starting to, not be able to choose a side anymore. Yeah. He doesn't know which way to go. There are now, 2 coexisting...
Don't that happen when they get on the bus, though? Because one group gets on the bus and then one group doesn't?
Yeah.
Rather than them making... They both... Do they walk different directions?
Yeah.
I thought they all went to just the bus stop, and that's right.
No, they
showed
walk
it.
different directions, and then there's like two people sitting on the bus stop. There's one that gets on the bus and one that stays there.
Oh, yeah.
The screen is literally split in two.
Yeah.
So the screen is split into two. There is one, like, a bus comes along. A bus, remember, that's historically in the story how you get to the prism. It's the mode of transport. A bus comes, stop, and one of the versions of Stray Kids gets on the bus and one stays at the bus stop. So this is kind of implying that there is now a version of Stray Kids heading towards the prism and one version of Stray Kids that is on
Their own path.
Their own path. We also, another clue that is like the prism bus is it has a lion on the back, and the Miroh City symbol is the lion. Like, that's the, like, capitalistic symbol. And also the bus driver has a weird thing on his hand, but I don't know what.
It seemed important because they showed it.
And they never showed it again, so
We might get something about that later.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Also, a cool little thing when they don't get on the bus and they stay at the bus stop. That's another, like, you make Stray Kids stay, you make them stay off the bus, you make them keep fighting. Just a cool little thing that
It's cute.
yeah. Side effects.
Mori. Apo. Side effects.
Side effects. This whole video takes place in 2 timelines. And it's a bit of a headache, pun intended. So, we follow 2 Stray Kids.
This starts sounding fucking like because we talk about it and we know what we're talking about, hearing it out loud is so funny sometimes.
It's so, like, once I catch up, when it starts getting to Backdoor.
Yeah, Backdoor, we sound like we're...
Backdoor and God's Menu, if you lose us, I do not blame you.
Anyway, side effects. Sorry.
Side effects. So there's 2 versions, one on the bus, one not on the bus. And the ones not on the bus have to find their own way. But they start, like, fighting with each other. They start arguing. They don't have a map to go. There's a lot of, like, tension, a lot of arguments. Breaking from the world you once knew is not a peaceful thing, and also after the fact that they just found out that, like, nothing really helped in the first place. It's a painful thing to go through. They're arguing with each other. They're, at one point, like, literally fighting each other. They think each other are, like, sabotaging the bus, the little car thing that they're on. Breaks down. They lose the map. And at one point, the bus comes along, and...
No, the bus comes... They're, like, walking, and the bus stops to be like, welcome, get on the bus. And they're like, they're fucking following us. And they book it.
Yeah, they book it, they run away. There's, like spotlights trying to chase them. They realize that they've been watched this whole time. They've been spied on. They've been followed. They were never really, truly free from the prism. And that's devastating to find out that even though you tried to fight back, you have been watched this whole time.
Yeah.
And the ones on the bus are asleep. They're dead to all this commotion. They're just asleep. And they're being taken back to
The prism.
the prism.
Fucking...
Meh. And then double
We
knot.
were fucking on some shit.
We were...
But also at the end of side effects,
Hyunjin is...
there's the key again, a different key.
Yeah.
And there's also the flash in the grass, which ties into your theory of where the keys come from.
Yeah. The little red flash.
Yeah.
I have a theory about where the keys are. I'm not 100% correct, and I'll get more into it when we touch on Hellevator and Backdoor, but it's not, like, 100% evident.
It's a
but
theory.
This one is a theory. These have been factually
These are
correct information.
up until this point and until the very end, unless we specify this is all 100% true.
All canon.
All canon. We are the writers of this storyline. And if we're wrong,
No,
we're not. You're wrong.
Yeah.
Chan, if you're watching this and we're wrong, no. You're wrong.
Rewrite it.
Rewrite it. Pretend that this was your idea because it's a fantastic idea.
And it works, so you get away with it.
What's next?
Double knot.
Double knot. Tied him a double knot.
Bam.
Ew, that was an English one.
Yeah.
Blank-sided dice, double-sided coin. Wherever it points. Now, it doesn't matter because I'm following the broken compass of the void. Listen, we're allowed to make fun of it because we're Kiwis. If you make fun of Chan or Felix's accent, fuck you.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. No one is allowed to make fun of Australian accents except for us. How dare you? All the people... No. Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. Chungmin is also allowed to make fun of them.
Yeah, Chungmin's allowed.
Just English speakers aren't allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Americans? Brits?
Whoa!
If you're Kiwi or Australian, go for it.
Go for it. It's very funny.
Especially if you're Kiwi. Then it's extra funny.
Yeah.
And also, Chan, you can bully us for our accents.
Yeah, no, completely fine.
We don't have friends. Listen. The only content we have been watching is either in Korean or it's Chan. So our accents have actively been changed to sound more like Chan. And it's quite scary. We live alone. We are the only two people we interact with other than Chan. And it's actively changed our accents.
Do you think they can tell that we don't interact with any
Hey, I went out with one other person one time.
Like, and he rearranged it for Chan's day.
And then he changed Chan's... Listen, I have beef with this man. So, hold on. This is story time in the middle of our storyline. So, we all know we don't make plans on Sunday. Sunday is Chan's room day. That is reserved for Chan's room. But I was going out with this girl. And she asked to go out on Sunday. And I just was like, oh, Sunday. Yeah, that's fine. I don't have things to do on Sunday. So I agreed. And then I realized, oh shit, Sunday is Chan's room. How can I fucking forget? That was awful of me. I texted her to change the day to Saturday. Came up with like some dumb excuse. And was like, oh, I have a thing on Sunday. Can we do Saturday? And then Chan went live on Saturday. I changed my plans for that man, and he betrayed me.
You had to watch it on the train while you were getting on.
I had to watch Chan's room on the train, and we went underground, so I missed parts of it. I understand Chan is a very busy man, and he can do what he wants, but it was very upsetting.
We very much appreciated it, Chan.
No, we love you, Chan.
We love you, Chan, so
and we
much.
appreciate Chan's room whenever it happens.
Yeah. It was very funny.
Yeah, it was very funny.
It was very funny. We are halfway.
I feel like I need a drink after this.
Yeah, same. We go to this is the night where we go to, and we get the fucking passion fruit.
We should.
Yeah?
Stray Kids storyline drinking night.
Hey! No.
These notes make no sense. If you gave this to anyone, they would look at you and be like, what the fuck? Okay, double knot. Wait. Blank-sided dice.
Double-sided coin.
Signal splits into two. One only I way, others have choice. What? The way these lyrics work really well for this video.
Yeah, I know.
And I've just never... Oh, sorry.
Wherever it points, now it doesn't matter because I'm following the broken compass of the void.
I forgot that we were meant to be paying attention to the music video.
What's that? No.
It's the drone.
Okay.
Double knot.
So, double knot is them basically trying to find their way after, like, they've lost their map. They now know that they're being followed. The world has been, like, split up into, like, multiple places. There's multiple versions of them. They're running and they're being split into, like, a bunch of pieces. They, like transform into each other, which and it's just a big mess of like there are now like 2 moons in the sky, which was in side effects as well, which I didn't mention, but basically the world has been split into 2. And this is basically dealing with the after effects of that, realizing that they're being followed, they're being watched, they're trying to run away. There's a imposter among them, they know that. There are drones following them, and I have a theory about the drones. I don't think the drones are part of the prism. I think they belong to someone else. And they're trying to find the keys that will take them back into like the elevator again. And it's just basically one big...
I have a question about the keys. Do you think that they're keys for the doors?
Yes, I do think that.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that the keys for the doors. And there's also a big sign that says Astronaut, which is the next big important video. So they're trying to get to the astronaut world, which is quite important. Astronaut. We're getting there slowly. I promise we're getting there slowly.
I choked on my hair. Talking about the storyline, like, puts us on another fucking plane of existence, man. The second I sit down and start talking about the Stray Kids storyline, I feel my brain just, like, enter a parallel fucking universe.
I really hope Chan doesn't see that.
Chan, if you're watching this, please look away. It always seems like we're fucking drunk. Or high. Like, we've taken fucking speed. We haven't.
We just really like Stray Kids. Do you want to take Astronaut?
Do I want to what?
Take Astronaut?
No. Astronaut still confuses the absolute shit out of me. This is the one we struggled with the most.
Yeah.
Ah!
Okay, let me...
This one is so messy.
This one is like an absolute... This is the one that we had the most trouble with.
We watched this one like 3 million times.
The notes I have is Chan from Not Bus reaches out to On Bus Hyunjin to rescue them because they're seeing a false reality. Leave Jongin behind. Hyunjin realizes it all. Both have bad Jongin, but only one has good Jongin. 3 Jongin in total. Bad Jongin on bus turns good because he was forced into reprogramming. Good Jongin, however, was left behind because they didn't know he existed.
You know what? You kind of nailed it, though.
Yeah?
Better than your fucking note for victory song.
Yeah. So that's basically the video. We can move on to the next. So Astronaut kind of takes takes place in the same place that I Am You does. It's on a rooftop. It's got the same like little spinny
merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round. Is it merry-go-round? Are they called? It has given me also known as merry-go-rounds, roundabouts, or carousels.
Yeah.
Okay.
The merry-go-round.
Okay. I thought merry-go-rounds were...
The carousel.
Yeah. But they're also called carousels.
Yeah.
This thing. This thing. This thing. Vital.
Very important information.
They're on that. And I have Skazoo clothing on my hands.
We do?
They're on that just like they are on IMU. They're having a lot of fun. They're very happy, but something is off. It doesn't quite seem real. A lot of the other videos have filmed very kind of like, not realistically, but like more like grittier. Whereas Astronaut is very like pretty, very like colorful, but not like my pace colorful, more like dream-like, I would say. Just in terms of like things like look very dreamy. And that's because this is the group that was on the bus in Side Effects. This is their point of view. So Double Knot was the point of view of the Stray Kids that didn't go on the bus, and Astronaut is the point of view from the people who did enter the bus. So this is them kind of in the process of being like brainwashed to go back into the prism. So they all think they're being very happy. They're back into like their happiest like team time, which was IMU. They're having fun. And Hyunjin sees, like, this little, like, glitchy orb thing. And he hears a voice coming from it. And it's Chan on a, like, walkie-talkie thing. So
Walkie-talkie is such a fucking strange name.
Walkie-talkie.
Walkie-talkie. It was fucking... Okay, sorry. Continue.
And he realizes that it isn't real. It's kind of like a false reality. It's not real. He's being brainwashed. So he stands up and he runs away. And he runs through, like, the building that they're on top of the rooftop of. And he finds... what does he find? He finds a bunch of things. The little car that they were in side effects. That the other group was in side effects, and it glitches out, so it shows that they were, like, kind of being manipulated the whole time. Miroh boxes, because Miroh was also, like, the prism. Basically, it kind of proves that everything is under the system. You kind of have to take it down from the core. You can't just take down little pieces. That's where the big fault was. You can't just solve one problem without getting to the root cause, which is the prism, which is the programming that they're going through. He sees them all in cages, and Jongin, like, they're all, like, phased out.
Blank.
Jongin isn't. Jongin turns to face him, and that's because Jongin has been a clone all the time, so he can't be, like,
Brainwashed.
Re-brainwashed. Yeah. But he's starting to feel sympathy for them.
Yeah, he's developed empathy.
Empathy, because he's been with them for a long time and he's seen them fight for what's right. So he's starting to feel empathy.
And seeing them in the cages is sort of showing that they're not actually on the rooftop.
Yeah.
They're all there being, like, told, like, you're happy, you're having a good time, life is good, but they're actually just being manipulated and brainwashed.
Yeah, it's like, you're happy, all your problems are solved, you never have to fight again. But actually, they never solved the root cause. So.
And they're locked in prison.
So, yeah. And then Hyunjin finds Chan on the walkie-talkie, the group that didn't get on the bus, and they all rescue the on-bus team. And it kind of implies that they become, like, one Stray Kids again.
Yeah, they merge.
They become one Stray Kids again. Because they got rescued. However, in the last scene of Astronaut, Jongin is on the roof. He's left alone on the roof. And that's because that is the Jongin that's been tracing after them the whole time. The real Jongin, the one way back in, like, the trailer and an IMU, the one that's been chasing after them the whole time. Because they don't realize that he exists, kind of.
Because they think they have that Jongin.
Yeah. So we know now that, like, the good original Jongin is on the roof, and he just kind of sits down and he, like, almost, like, gives up, kind of. And he's on the roof and he's in the hands of the prison because they leave him behind.
Sad.
Very sad. Please don't leave Jongin behind. Now we have to go all the way back. All the way back to, like, the very beginning, quite literally, to Hellevator. Which is a whole nother set of Stray Kids. This is Hellevator
We're up to Hellevator. Hellevator Skiz.
The Hellevator Skiz. Which are kind of like the, like, OG Skiz. The... I'm trying so hard to ignore you.
I'm just accessorizing.
So this is, like, a whole nother set of Stray Kids. These are the kind of, like, the original Stray Kids. This is, like, the Stray Kids is, like, just normal. It's kind of just set in, like, a
pre-prism.
They're just, like, teenage boys fucking having fun, setting shit on fire, throwing vases everywhere.
In a burnt down school.
So they're very, like, chaotic. And basically what happens is Ji-sung gets into a elevator.
Hellevator, if you will.
A Hellevator, if you will. And he gets in, and it takes them up to this huge field of like purple flowers. And he takes the kids up, and they just see this huge field of purple flowers, and above them is the Miroh city. So you kind of have to picture the world as like three parts.
Red, blue, purple.
Purple, yeah.
The middle ground. They're neither good nor bad. They're just like
just
people.
I
said before, there was pre-dome. But is it pre-dome or it's a loop, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a loop.
Because they burnt down the school because they were like, fuck the system.
Yeah.
Which sort of shows like, it's sort of a parallel.
Yeah, it's more of a parallel. It's like what Stray Kids would be if there
was no dome.
If there was no prism.
Because they burnt it down, so they technically broke out in the same way they broke out of District 9.
Yeah, but it's like more on like a reality kind of field.
But more in a reality way, yeah.
And yeah, I think it's cool because it's like Hellevator, so like the hell is actually like the Miroh city.
Because it goes up.
Because it goes up, and that's the top, so like they're like, it's also like we're like below hell. We've
hell is capitalism.
Hell is capitalism. And they're below it. They're above it. Yeah. They're so this is basically Hellevator is just an introduction to like a whole nother set of Stray Kids who have never been in the prism, never had to encounter the prism. They're just like real Stray Kids. More of a reality version. So that's just a introduction. We just need to establish that they
We call them Hellevator.
We call them Hellevator Skids.
Yeah.
Which brings us to
Levanter,
the big one.
I wanna be myself. I don't care.
So next we move on to Levanter, which is the conversation or like the first meeting between Blue Stray Kids, the IMU Stray Kids, the ones that we've always been following, and Hellevator Stray Kids. So it's basically the Hellevator Stray Kids kind of like making them realize that there were like more versions of themselves outside of it. It's not just there's this big whole extended universe. That's kind of what Levanter is. That's why in multiple shots they're like facing each other. They have like the world's like splitting apart. Like there's that one scene where like the entire pavement's ripping. Basically the world is falling apart because they've opened up the multiverse of Stray Kids. The Blue Stray Kids is also realizing that nothing, like they're fully coming to terms with nothing has been. Can you shut the fuck up? I'm talking about Stray Kids.
Me, anytime anyone else tries to talk to me about anything.
They're also...
Stop laughing, he's gonna fall!
They're also, like, fully coming to terms with, like, nothing is real. Not the city, not the people. They've never really truly escaped the dome. There's a bunch of different timelines. They're going through all the doors, discovering realities. There's the shot of, like, the actual, like, prism thing. It's basically the whole universe kind of separating into this big one mesh of a video. Also, at one point, Jongin doesn't have a shadow. This is especially highlighted here. But it is also, I think this video is also truly establishing that he is becoming one of them, even though he isn't, like...
One of them.
Like, he isn't real. He's starting to, like, fully join them. And they're confronting him about it. They burn a bus ticket, which is incredibly, like, symbolic of them completely burning any possibility, any ties.
One way too, right?
One-way bus ticket. They're completely burning any ties to the prism that they've had. They're completely letting go of their past. They burn the door back to their own world. They're set on this fate. They're marking.
I think that's something I forgot to mention in the side effects one. The tickets that they're given on the bus say one way. It's like you go to the dome and you can't ever fucking leave.
Yeah, no, you can't leave. It's one way.
Yeah. They burnt it because it's like we can do what we want and go where we want, whichever way.
Yeah.
We're allowed to change our minds.
Yeah, it's fully, completely deciding that this is the way they want to go, and they're ready to fight for it. The mirror dance... Do you want to explain the mirror dance?
That would require me 100% understanding the mirror dance.
I'm going to be real honest with you. I haven't understood a single thing that I've said this entire video. I've been making shit up as I go along.
But you've been right. So then, after the world is fucking set on fire and splitting apart, a door appears.
Yeah.
Because everything is fucking... They're making a bunch of realizations and, like, piecing shit together. And then a door appears, and they go through the door, and then they're in Hellevator.
Yes, they're in the Hellevator Purple Flowers world, the, like, yellow wood plane of existence, where they say hello to the Hellevator, and there's this one shot where Chan, like, extends his arm out for Jongin to fully join them, and he takes it, so he's fully on their side now. And, yeah, they join the Hellevator team, and they, like, team up together.
Yeah. The mirror dance is sort of like that thing of like Felix dances on a mirror, which reflects back to the I'm Not trailer. Mm-hmm. In which I think that's like an allusion to there are multiple versions of yourself, and it's sort of like the reflection of you and your growth. And
yeah, and it's this really cool way to portray that like there's one above and there's one below, like the different worlds, and they're both like joining one team, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
This video is pretty much entirely artistic imagery, that's why it's so hard to understand. But it's really, really beautiful. At one point, is it Miroh has gold glitter?
Oh my god, yeah. Miroh has gold glitter in a jar.
And there's only one other instance where this comes up. Again, this is one of those things that I think we'll get more information about on. For now, I think it's like a time force thing, kind of like the keys is like a key to opening up, but it comes back later on. So
basically the overall of Levanter is it's a lot of imagery, but it comes from like effectively like figuring shit out, which like destroys the world, because the world is like created by capitalism or whatever, and they're also breaking out of that.
Yeah, it's also your perception of the world. Once you break out of the things that you've always been told, and the things that you, even if you didn't like them, they're still like taught to you. So you still have, so it's like once you fully decide to burn all those things down, you do suffer the consequences a little bit.
Yeah. And then they leave it behind and join up with Hellevator Skiz, because they've realized they want to help the people in the prison, because they've realized that's what it is. They're like, we came from this place, we want to help other people get out. So they join up with Hellevator Skiz to do that and to get back real Jongin.
Yes.
Because they know that Jongin is not Jongin now.
Yeah. They need to get back real Jongin, and it's also that thing of like they're deciding to burn it at the core now, not just like the city, and as they go along they're going back to where they started and burning it down all at the core. And it's also this really nice thing of like when they do join Hellevator, Felix has that "it's all good now" line. The song is such an important song, and it's really about breaking free from something that has hurt you in the past,
even though it makes you like, even though you're comfortable there, it doesn't make you happy.
And choosing to fight for happiness even though it's not easy. So it's a really, I love Levanter.
Levanter is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Also in the trailer there's a shot of Jisung reaching up the elevator for one of their hands, and this is like Hellevator them reaching out for the others, so they're kind of letting them know that they're there to help. And there's also now a red moon and white moon, and the red moon is like red Skiz world, so the world that they just like kind of like left, and the white moon is where they're on like now. The
next up is top. No, turn it back. Top. Spaceship time.
Yeah, they're on a spaceship.
I know, but I just like that you'll notice spaceship time.
Spaceship time.
Top are Hellevator Skiz.
Yes.
And Chan confirmed that.
Yes, he did.
Chan confirmed. So we... So we came up with this theory. And then we saw a Chan's room where Chan also confirmed that the people on the rocket ship are the original Stray Kids. So he has said, after we came up with our theory, by the way, that it is a multiverse and that the people in the spaceship are the original Stray Kids from Hellevator.
He also said that Jongin was the key, so like...
Yeah, so we are big brain and we are correct with everything.
Yeah. Top just takes a completely different creative vision from Levanter. It's basically just them on a spaceship getting ready to fight and take down and collect other Stray Kids out in other multiverses so they can make their team the strongest of them all. So they're on a spaceship. Which is why we need
green.
Why we need green.
Give us a green comeback, Chan.
Give us a green.
You gave us green in Drive, and then you're not going to give us green in the comeback?
Come on. Yellow Hellevator, blue Skiers, the meeting, green. Chan, please. I thought you did it with Drive, and then you didn't. Drive was not.
Drive is how they met.
No.
Drive is how they met.
Yes, Drive is definitely about them driving
it's about driving.
to each other. They're
driving away from the dome.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Prism.
There we go, Chad. Top also shows, like, them, like, at some point, a mirror, like, breaks, and, like, shatters. So this is also, like, showing, like, cause and effect. So, like, one, like, choice can, like, shatter everything, whether it be on their side or the other side. It's that cause and effect kind of thing. Also, there's this one point where, like, the spaceship is, like, crashing down and Jongin is sitting on the floor and he's like having his head in his hands, and this is kind of showing the like clone Jongin like fully admitting guilt and being like, I'm really sorry, I believed in all those things, I'm ready to change. And also he feels guilty because he knows that there is a Jongin left behind on the other planet, and they tell them that, and he's like, we've left a real Jongin back there, we should go back to them. And that's where they go the next time we see them, which is Backdoor.
But for now we move into God's menu, which a lot of people leave God's Menu and especially Backdoor out of the storyline. Backdoor is literally the most important video in this entire storyline, and if you're leaving it out, please stop.
Yeah, hopefully you won't now.
Yeah, because we're gonna give you every reason why. We're not up to it yet.
No. But. God's Menu is in Jongin's point of view. So this is the Jongin left alone on Astronaut. It's the Jongin that was left behind. It's the Jongin...
We didn't do our song intro for God's Menu. Do. No! No!
Yeah, God's Menu is in what's been happening to Jongin the whole time. So his entire world is like fake. It's all an illusion. It's all a projection. No one's real except for Jongin. We think that the Stray Kids, the other members in that are like acting weird, are the Stray Kids that were kidnapped in IMU, the ones on the train taken away, the ones in like all black.
Yeah.
It's those Stray Kids.
And we know that Jongin's the only real one because the video starts with everyone being completely still except Jongin moves.
Yeah. And only Jongin moves, and he turns and he looks up to the two moons, one red, one white.
Which collide.
Because
the other two have joined.
Because the others have joined the worlds to come rescue him. So the worlds have kind of collided into one. Everybody's in the same universe now. So God's Menu is kind of like, this is what Jongin's like ideal world kind of is. They're all together. They're all like kind of fighting for what's right, but it's all kind of like, it's that thing of like, the prism is projecting images into his mind and they don't really know what to tell him. So there's like chefs doing weird things and like schoolgirls directing cars and like, what are they called?
Trombones
in the fucking kitchen. Like, it's
shit is messy.
It's messy. It's glitchy, it's wrong. They're cooking like flower petals, which is the red flowers from that they were picking in the District 9. Everything just kind of leads to
chaos
and what the Prism's idea of what Jongin wants is. And this shows that they've decided that manipulating them into the system doesn't work, obviously, because they broke out of that. So their next step is to make them think that the world has changed instead, but it's false reality, of course. It's actually just them, like, you know that thing of like, oh yeah, no, everything's changed, everything's fine, don't look any further into it, you're happy, you don't have to find anymore. But they're still, like, experimenting in it, which is why it's all glitchy, which is why it's all, like, fake and weird. There's also, in the background, you can tell that this is an experiment and they're experimenting on them because they're literally, like, in experimental, like, doctor's robes.
They show Felix with the
test tube. In the scene where Felix has a test tube, Jongin is the only one wearing black. Everybody else is in white, which is the District 9 color. Jongin's obviously the odd one out. When they're doing the dancing, and they switch between, they do scenes where, like, it cuts fast between them, and then they're in the, like, what are they called? The outfits?
There's, like, chef outfits.
And chef outfits, there's the schoolgirls, and then there's the, what are they called?
The white.
The white.
We call them green screens.
Yeah, green screens.
We will explain why we do that in the next one.
Yeah. The green screen people. And when they do that, we counted, there was only ever 7 when they switched.
Yeah, I think at the beginning, there's only 7, and by the end, there's 8.
There's 8, because Jongin fully believes it then. But it starts off with there's never fully 7.
Because Jongin is not one of them. He hasn't conformed. He doesn't really, he's not entirely convinced.
Yeah. But he gets more and more convinced as the video goes on.
So when they first do the dancing and they switch into, like, the different professions and stuff, it's only 7 of them. Jongin doesn't change. And then by the end, he does change because he's like, no, this is real. This is life. I am a part of this.
Which is these God's Menu and Backdoor are so detailed.
Backdoor.
Backdoor. The video we have watched every single night for 8 months.
What's your lullaby?
Oh, Backdoor by Stray Kids. What's yours?
We watch Backdoor every night before we go to bed, and we have since, like, mid-December.
Backdoor is one of the most fucking... to say that we spent, like, 2 hours on this video alone would almost be an understatement.
We spent so fucking long on this video.
This was when I got my epiphany moment and why we rewatched them all in the first place. There is one particular scene where Jongin's like shoulder bumping Chan, and that's when I was like, there are multiple Jongins, it's a split universe, they're all breaking out of the...
How do we even put into words Backdoor?
Okay. Backdoor is basically the big, like, fight. It's when all 3 versions of Stray Kids all get together and start their, like, big fight to end it all kind of thing. So, in order to explain this big mess, there are 3 versions of Stray Kids in this video. They distinguish them quite well. There are many indicators to show which one is which. So we'll go through the indicators part by part because there's like a lot of detail, and a lot of the detail has, like, meaning behind it. First is Hyunjin's hair. So there are 3 Stray Kids: red, blue, Hellevator/yellow. Red is God's Menu, blue is IMU / the ones that we've been following this whole time, and yellow is Hellevator. Pink Hyunjin with pink hair, is the Hyunjin that is blue and yellow. Pink Hyunjin is blue and yellow. And when he's blonde, he's the, like, God's Menu, like, bad Hyunjin. This can kind of show like the more expressionistic, more dyed, more like dyed hair is usually associated with like expressionistic kind of themes. So he has pink hair with the ones that have broken free out of the like strict boundaries, and blonde, which is like, it's not a natural hair color for him, but it's
more natural. Yeah.
More of a natural color. Is on the like the
conformative
Hyunjin. You can also tell by their clothing. So they have 3 separate outfits in this video. One where they're wearing like hanbok style outfits, like more traditional clothing. This is the conforming traditional bad Stray Kids. It's the ones that are like boxed in prism Stray Kids, because they're all wearing very traditional clothing, more like uniform kind of style as well. Blue Stray Kids are the ones that we've been following this whole time. They're the ones in the uniforms with the paint splatters on them. So this shows that they were once in the prism. They know what it's like to be uniform, but they've painted over it. They've put their own color on it. They've painted over it. They've put their own expressionistic color onto it. And then the last one is Hellevator Stray Kids, which are the ones that are in like the like leather jacket and sweatpants, which is a good look, by the way. Just the complete like natural expressionistic clothing, the like high street fashion kind of stuff, because they've never had any concept of like having a uniform code. So they're all wearing mismatched outfits. Like, this is a lot of information, and if you're still keeping up at this point,
congratulations.
We
can barely keep up, because our thoughts for Backdoor are we both understand it. Yeah. So it's all just a big in our brains.
It's very hard to put it into words that other people can explain. So I genuinely really do hope that this makes some sense, because it's really worth noting.
Yeah.
Would you like to explain the flowers, you absolute god tier genius?
I feel like, do we do the flowers and then the green screen concept?
No, we should do the green screen.
The green screen concept first. Okay. So as we said in God's Menu, the people who are dressed all in white, we call them green screens. And this is because... Oh my god, this is so hard to explain. Yeah. This is because, as you know, in District 9, everyone was wearing those white suits. When you're in the prism, you're all in white. And we call them green screens because if you are, like, a person in the system of these, like, fake people, you see what you are told to see. So it kind of correlates with the flowers quite well. So, like, when you watch the video, you notice there are shots of them changing between being, like, all in white and then being, like, the people from Miroh or the girls. The people in the background. The people in the background change in different shots. Yeah. So they go between being, like, in white to being, like, people.
Yeah.
And that's because the people are who Jongin is seeing. He is seeing them as the people, because that's what he's told.
As the girls from God's Menu, as there's chefs in the background. There's a bunch of different...
Because all of those people are part of the system. They've all been like, they're all put underneath the system, and that's what you see like in your day-to-day life. So they're trying to like portray that this is real. Everyone here is real. Of course they are. This is all a real thing, and you're having fun. So that's...
And it's also like, that's another key. The people, the background people, are only ever with particularly red Stray Kids, or the prison people, of course. And also they sometimes occasionally show up with blue Stray Kids, the blue Stray Kids, because they know that they're there, but they're never like the green screen. They're always just in white when they're with the blue Stray
because
Kids.
They're aware that it's not real.
Exactly. And with Hellevator Stray Kids, they're never around any other people except doors. So they're behind or in front of a bunch of doors, and that's all the doors that lead to all the numerous different universes and all the different Stray Kids. So that's their reality, is all the doors. They don't see the fake prison people, they just see the doors, because that's their people. Does that make sense?
I think so. We do see them in other settings as well.
In other settings, but
there's never other people around.
No. Which goes into the flowers.
The flowers.
Is one of the most, like, secretive details.
This is why it took us we spent so long looking for all the tiniest, smallest details. Yeah. And I realized it would have been like 5, 6 in the morning, maybe. Yeah. There are flowers in this video. They're either paintings, what are they? They're paintings
or real flowers.
Or real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're either paintings of the flowers. There are both paintings of flowers and real flowers. And you'll note that when it's bad Stray Kids, or when it's red Stray Kids, the flowers are always real.
Always. Every single time.
When it's Hellevator Stray Kids, they're always paintings. And then when it's blue Stray Kids, there's a combination of both real flowers and painted flowers. And this sort of once again shows that the blue Stray Kids are being shown like everything is real. This is all real, right? They're like
red Stray Kids.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Red Stray Kids are being shown like that. This is all real. See, the flowers are real, the people are real, everything is exactly as it seems, exactly as it should be. And then Hellevator Stray Kids are aware that it's not real. This is a false reality. It's a painting. It's a mask. It's not.
They have real. No conception of it ever being real. It's just a painting.
It's just a painting. And then blue Stray Kids are in between both because they've seen it as real. They've experienced feeling as though it's real, but are now aware that it is not real.
Yeah. I think it's really, really interesting way to portray, like, the different ways that people see things. It's, like, this thing of, like, because this whole argument is, like, breaking free of, like, stereotypes and, like, conformity and stuff like that. And you do come from different places with that thing. There are people who are, like, I've never experienced this kind of thing. How could it be real? It's always been fake. I'll help you break it anyway, but I don't think it's real. There are people who are like, no, this is absolutely the way of life should be. This is 100% real. This is the way it always has been. And there are people who have been like, I understand both sides, but I still can meet in the middle.
It's sort of like, almost like, we live under capitalism and we have to exist with capitalism, but doesn't mean we have to accept it.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. It's acknowledging and accepting that this is what life is, but also wanting to stray from that and change it. And it doesn't have to be real.
I think it's a really, really detailed, really intricate way of portraying such a deep and complex way of doing it. We spent hours triple checking this theory.
Yeah.
And it's right.
So. And then it brings in the gold fucking sparkles again.
Yeah, the gold at the very end when they're all like doing the big like party thing,
which they do as red Stray Kids.
They're all like having a big party and Jongin like shoulder bumps Chan, and they're all like doing the big party celebration. Gold glitter starts falling from the ceiling, and this looks like the gold glitter in Minno's jar. Again, not quite sure what that means.
Yeah.
But I feel like
hopefully we'll find out.
Hopefully we'll find out.
But yeah, that was your clicking moment, was that, because you were like, Jongin is in the center. It looks like they're all celebrating, like he's joined their side. And it was quite an interesting place to have a revelation.
Yeah, it was
considering we had no idea what was going on before that.
Yeah, that was my, like, because that's Jongin's fully like, no, I fully believe in the red side. The like, real Jongin kind of is like, no, I'm on your side fully. Yeah, let's go.
Has been convinced that this is reality. Yeah. They've done a very good job convincing him this is reality, and they're having a big party. So he's like, oh, this is fun. Yeah. I want to be here. This is fun.
Yeah, and that was my clicking moment, and it was a really weird place to click.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This also really plays into the in-life photo books. this theory. Backdoor, the in-life photo books have two concepts, right? Two concepts. One is red Stray Kids and one is blue Stray Kids. One is in the Humbug, and the blue Stray Kids is the blue Stray Kids are on top of televisions, and they have like pickaxes and like hammers and stuff like that, and they're breaking televisions, which can be referred way back to the
I'm Not trailer.
I Am Not trailer, where Changbin is looking at the televisions and seeing him smiling. So they're like fully smashing it's a really cool detail that they're putting in their photo books. So, and hopefully we're filming this where we only have the first concept photos where they're all in red. Hopefully next time they'll be in like blue or yellow or green.
Yeah.
Green would be cool. Which would be a really cool detail that they're bringing into the photo books.
I'm very excited.
Same. I'm so excited.
And the reason we actually decided to do this was the No Easy trailer.
Yeah.
Right? Because we started seeing a bunch of people on the timeline saying that it's a video game.
Yeah.
They're trapped in a video game. And everyone is so close to the point.
So close
You're
to the point.
so close to the point, but you are overlooking why.
Yeah.
The video game thing, I understand where you come from, and they are portraying it in that way in this trailer. However, the video game is like a metaphor. It's that thing of like life is a game.
You can be played. You can be pushed into different places. It's a game.
And the sound monster is the
prism.
prism. It's the people in charge. It's capitalism.
Yeah.
And it's all about, coming together to fight that. And they are being like played and manipulated, but they're not actually in a game.
It's more of a metaphorical thing. I think people took the whole like, this is what it is the whole way through out of
they twisted it a little bit. But you're very close.
Very close to the point.
Very close.
Yeah, it's just another way of portraying the same story.
Yeah. And we just thought it would be really important to like talk about the whole story as a whole. And like, I hope you understand what they're trying to convey. Because like we said, like a lot of people talk about the storyline and take out the meaning.
Yeah.
Because their whole thing is, stray kids all around the world and wanting to break out of boundaries and like express yourself and find comfort in each other.
And fight against systems that hold you back from the very core.
Yeah.
And it's such an interesting discussion. And even if all of this was wrong, though I highly doubt that for the sake of my own sanity, this message is genuinely so important. And I hope people can understand that and take that away and really like give so much praise to everyone who works on these music videos, because they're so intricate and so incredible, and I have so much admiration for it.
And the same with all the songs too.
All the
because the songs, like their music is fucking phenomenal. And as we know, they write and produce all their own stuff. 3ROUCHER are like three of the fucking most big brain people on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
And the songs almost always completely align with the story that they're trying to convey.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And they deserve so much love and appreciation and admiration. And like we said, regardless of whether we have the exact storyline down, the message they are conveying is still true.
Yeah, it is still true.
And you can tell that through who they are as people, which is why we are so sure of this, because this is stuff they say all the time.
Yeah.
This is, to the core,
Stray
kids are. Yeah. And it is what they want to put out there. It is like, you have a place, break free, be yourself, live as your authentic self, and just like try to find happiness and comfort and know that it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
And that's who they are as people, and that's why they have their fucking storyline.
Yeah, and all of this just to say that we really fucking admire Stray Kids, and we just wanted to share that with you. The next part is just like predictions and like B-sides. B-sides stories, we think they're all like the different universes that they're in. Grow up as like school them and all that kind of stuff. That's more just having fun with it. That's when you can take little details and try and work it out. If anybody can work out Easy and Blueprint, that'd be really fucking
Easy
great.
and Blueprint go back to back, but they're in the wrong order. And it bothers me so much.
Yeah.
And then the mixtapes are also separate.
Yeah, the mixtapes are also separate.
We have drawn up a, love spider web for that, though.
Yeah, we have. And I'm so excited to see what they do for this new comeback. I hope that we get more stuff and we can build on the story. And I'm just really excited and really admire them. And yeah, I hope we help you understand a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope that even this was just entertaining to hear us rant about something that we're really passionate about. Yeah, thank you so much for listening for
If you've made it this far,
fucking,
you get a medal.
yeah, we barely made it this far.
We have been filming for 6 hours.
So,
Time to get drunk and watch Stray Kids storyline and cry
Yeah.
about how much we love them.
yeah, this is one thing that has truly made me so happy and so passionate. I love them so much, and I hope you love them too.
And if you're not a stay,
And you're still
watching,
watching,
firstly,
oh my god,
I love you.
you're practically a stay.
You're a stay now. I hope that even if you haven't made it this far, I'm just gonna pretend that everyone who started is still watching.
Yeah.
I hope that you check out Stray Kids music
Yes.
and their music videos, because we talked about them. Obviously, you haven't seen them, and I
Yeah.
highly recommend watching them all.
Highly recommend.
And a B-side video I recommend is Blueprint. Incredibly underrated.
Yeah.
Everybody go watch Blueprint.
Blueprint X, please go watch.
Mm-hmm.
Their artistry in every sense of the word, their music, their lyrics, their performances, their music videos, their teasers, their photo books, every single piece of art that they put out is genuinely something that has changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that makes me really happy and something that I love and a lot of people love, and I encourage you to check it out, and I hope that you love it too. Or at least even just take this message away from you and know that you are not alone. Even if you don't listen to their music, I hope that you find a place that you can stray. Yeah. But yeah, we're all fighting for the same thing, and we're all trying to get to the same place of understanding. So I hope this helped. We're gonna go now.
Yeah.
Because my brain is dead.
Yeah. I hope you appreciate Stray Kids more. I hope you appreciate everything.
Yeah.
We love you. Stray Kids love you.
Yeah, Stray Kids everywhere, all around the world.
You make Stray Kids stay. And Stray Kids, you make stay. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
I know you're not watching,
No.
but Chan, on the very, very low chance you are here and have stuck around, you are
go drink some water.
Firstly,
eat some food.
and know that you are our favorite person in the entire universe.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for everything. We love you.
okay. Bye.